afternoon, YouTube. Oh my God, another week in the books and another week of the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show you will find on YouTube. Now, before we get started in today's episode, be sure to click the link in the description for some awesome True Victory apparel. They have some awesome clothing, apparel, and accessories. And be sure to use code No Mercy Sports 15. That's No Mercy Sports, all caps, followed by the number 15. True Victory, baby. Let them know I sent you. Anyways, enough jibber jabber. Why? Because it's time for the most uncut, unfiltered, and unfucking censored sports talk show you will find on YouTube. By the end of the episode, at the end of the day, you will know whose game it is with everybody saying No Mercy Sports.
Nobody can stop me now.
Let me talk to you. Oh my God. Now, with weekly episodes, there's nothing more than I love to do than talk about sports. Before we get into the topic of discussion, I have some people joining me here today. One of those people joining me, he is a villain of college sports, but damn it, I love him because he is a Blackhawks fan. Mr. Andrew Anderson, what is going on, my guy?
Oh man, let's do this. I got a lot to say about some sports today, and let's just guide on through.
All right, so we are going to talk about some of the stuff that was talked about on your show, College Sports Villain, last night. Now, South Carolina head coach Dawn Staley was an absolute class act when they won the national championship over Iowa, just praising Caitlin Clark. I mean, there was so much that Caitlin Clark could do that, Dawn Staley just couldn't give enough appraisal to. You know what I'm saying? Having said that, the class that is going into the WNBA is a class act of its own. I mean, we got Angel Reese, we got Caitlin Clark. I mean, it's unfreaking real that we've seen teams of this caliber of like South Carolina, Iowa. Why? Because UConn has dominated for so long. They were more dominant than the Yankees of the 90s. They were more dominant than the Yankees of the 50s, or even when Tom Brady was under center with the Patriots.
And they still made the Final Four.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. However, teams like, Notre Dame, Baylor, South Carolina would take down said evil empire of UConn that was running the 2010s at the time. Over the last few years, are we seeing potentially the greatest class of female college basketball athletes going into the WNBA?
Yes. If you look at Angel Reese, you look at Caitlin Clark, Cardoso out of South Carolina, possibly Paige Buchers out of UConn. I gotta say, this is the best class the WNBA's ever had, top to bottom. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of people going to argue with that at this moment.
No, I couldn't agree more. I mean, what was it? The females, albeit it started at a different time, had more viewership than the males' national championship.
By 5 million.
It's crazy. I'm actually excited for the WNBA draft to happen and see which player goes where. Where's Angel Reese going to go? Where's Caitlin Clark going to go? Imagine if they end up on the same team, for crying out loud.
Well, I know where Caitlin Clark's going. She's going to Indiana. They've already sold out. They've already put all but 4 games on TV. It's the number one overall pick. They have it, and they're gonna take her. Everybody else we don't know though. Like we don't know where everybody else is going. That's what's gonna make it exciting. I'd like to see where Angel Reese ends up, Cardoso, Paige Buchers if she decides to join. It's going to be fun. Now Caitlin Clark's going to join Aaliyah Boston in Indiana. Like you talk about a badass team, man. Could you imagine? You got to deal with Caitlin Clark out there shooting logo threes, and then at the same time you got Aaliyah Boston in the paint. What do you do? What do you do?
What can you do?
Not much. You got to guard one.
I mean, it's basically the equivalency of, dare I say, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Yeah, I mean, it would be like if you had Shaq on the team with Steph Curry, is what it would be like. Like, what do you do?
What can you do?
Not a lot.
Oh, hang on. We already got a comment. Paige already said she is going back to UConn. The deadline was 2 weeks ago. Well, thanks, Chris.
Yes. So that's something that's really weird. They make them declare before the season's over. It makes no sense why they do that, but yeah, they have to declare. I think even before the Final Four, like they have to pop it up. So, it's really odd, but maybe they'll change that a little bit. We'll see. It's just I don't know. They don't make the men do it.
Yeah, no, I mean it is what it is. But like we agreed upon, I think this is arguably the best class of female athletes going into the WNBA, and it's going to draw money. It's going to draw a crowd. It's going to draw basically everything going into next season.
I think so too.
Hang on. I thought I saw something. It looked like a bird. It looked like a plane. Oh, no. It looked like dynasties, baby.
Oh, it's a definite dynasty.
Yes. We got some dynasty set up. UConn and South Carolina are back on top of the college basketball world. South Carolina would complete the perfect season, which when was the last time that actually happened?
It's been a while. I think UConn was the last team to do it. Yeah, I think UConn was the last team to do that. So it was just it's so hard to do. South Carolina was undefeated last year and lost in the Final Four. Going wire to wire. Basketball is a game of you lose. It's like baseball. You got shots that go in sometimes they don't. Sometimes somebody's on fire. So to go 38-0, man, that is special.
It's one of the toughest things to do. I mean, to this day, I'm never gonna let a Patriots fan live it down. The fact that they had an undefeated season on the line, and it was arguably the greatest David versus Goliath Super Bowl that we have ever seen.
I don't know, that 49ers Broncos, even though the Goliath won that one by a lot.
Well, look, the Patriots were undefeated going into that Super Bowl. Nobody was giving the Giants even a chance to actually win this game.
No, they weren't. But that's what's so special about sports. Like you get somebody hot at the right time.
Exactly. Anyways, so the reason I say South Carolina completed the perfect season, they won their second national championship in 3 years. That is unbelievable. I mean, it's crazy to even think about. Aside from that, UConn would go on to stomp out Purdue and secure the repeat of secure back-to-back national championship wins and be on top of the college basketball world. With these two teams doing what they're doing, are we witnessing the birth of a dynasty?
So I believe maybe not UConn, but perhaps they have one back to back. It's they had a lot of people, long term people, and you're going to get a lot of that with some other schools next year. South Carolina, from the beginning, I watched 4 games this year. The very first 4 games they played, and I told you right then I wanted all the smoke. I
Yes, you did.
knew what they were. I didn't say that last year, but this year I watched them. I'm like, there's no way with Cardoso in the paint, and you just can't beat them.
Yep.
And I knew from the beginning I wanted all the smoke, and I did. And 38-0, I got all the smoke, and that it just is what it is. UConn's going to lose some people. South Carolina obviously losing Cardoso, but the difference in South Carolina and Connecticut is South Carolina's backups are all blue chip 5-star recruits. Connecticut doesn't have that.
Right.
Connecticut runs into the wrong team at the wrong time, a la South Carolina and Iowa last year, right? You just don't know. I have to see how many people come back and all that before I declare Connecticut the next big dynasty. But
Right.
as of right now, back-to-back national championships, I mean, it's hard to argue against it. Like they've been champions for 2 fucking years, and they will be for 3. Come this time next year, it'll be 3 years they've held that crown, whether they win or lose, and it's unreal. Back to back's hard to do.
It
Connecticut
really
is
is.
good, like they are real good.
Mm.
But I
Yeah,
think
no.
Kansas is gonna have something to say about that next year.
Yeah, no, we're actually going to get into Kansas for a bit, but I completely agree. I mean, back to back is really something hard to do. Hell, winning two national championships in 3 years, plus an undefeated season, is actually hard to do. But the
Yes.
one thing that I've learned, if there's one thing I've learned when it comes to March Madness, it's this. Florida Atlantic made it all the way to the Final Four last year.
Mhm.
All it takes is one good season for players to be like, you know what? I feel like I could thrive in this school and help them deliver a national championship. That's all it takes. One good year, and recruits are going to flock to the school.
So not only is that right, so you let's take South Carolina women's real quick. The last 3 years, they're 109-3. That is the record over a 3-year stretch. And they probably, without a weird bounce for Caitlin Clark last year, they win 3 straight national championships. But that's literally their record, 109-3 over a 3-year stretch. That's a dynasty. That is a
That
dynasty.
is clearly a dynasty.
109
Vandy Chris
and
is
3.
all over in the comments right now.
They are. They have back-to-back national championships. I mean,
Yeah.
like I can't disagree with Chris on that. Like they held the title for 2 years already. If you say that somebody else is there, then how the hell do you back that up?
I mean, even when I was in Washington in 2015, it was like, oh, yeah, here comes the women's March Madness tournament. Everybody and their dead grandparents know that UConn is going to win the goddamn thing.
Right. But it's not like that anymore.
Yeah, and it's not. And like I said last night on your episode, Gino Auriemma really said 10 years ago, like, hey, if you don't like what we're doing, get better. That's exactly what teams did.
Yes. And he also, when South Carolina beat UConn, well, actually, when South Carolina beat Mississippi State for the national championship in 2017, Mississippi State actually beat UConn in the Final Four. And Gino Auriemma, he had an undefeated season up to that point as well, and he was undefeated the year before too. And everybody's like, "How did that happen?" He's like, "Well, this is reality. Like, this is what this is. I told my girls this is reality. What we've been doing was fantasy. This is reality. You're going to lose some games." And then, that's just how that works out. But Gino's still in the Final Four this year. He's not fell off. Other teams have just got up.
Yeah, no, like they
it.
recruited some of the best players in the country.
Oh yeah,
and obviously it showed during the season and in the March Madness tournament.
Absolutely. I mean, 100%. I mean, you look at Caitlin Clark and what she was able to do and bring all the eyes on, and then she loses in the national championship game and everybody's all bummed. But I mean, that's reality. It was Caitlin Clark versus the best team in the country. Like, you're not
Yes.
going to win that 99 out of 100 times. You're going to lose. The team
Well,
beats the individual.
no, that's true. That's true. But if there's one thing I learned from the 90s, it's this. It is a quote from the movie The Little Giants. And Rick Moranis said, all it takes is one time.
Right. Any given Sunday, right? I mean, it's
Exactly. Any
just
given
how it
Sunday.
is.
Couldn't agree more. Oh man. But yeah, so we're gonna stick in the subject of college basketball. Why? Because there are a lot of blue bloods in college basketball. We got, Duke, we got UNC, we got Kansas, and even Kentucky. But after Connecticut went back to back, baby, welcome to Connecticut, the early colonial settlement. They got themselves the ring and assembled the fellowship. They may be on the lesser known, but you do not want to bang out. Teams better be careful next season when the Huskies run with the fangs out. Is it time to really consider, over the course of 25 years and 6 national championships in college basketball, UConn part of the Blue Blood Society?
I don't know why you wouldn't. Like, I mean, they have the most in this century, right?
Yeah,
So, I
since
mean,
1999.
right. So you take that 6 national championships. I mean, yeah, like, they're a blue blood. I mean, and what they're doing right now just proves what they are. You could throw UCLA in there. John Wooden won 10 in a row. I mean, they were
Yeah,
once a blue blood, right? But they have the resume. But UConn definitely, like, anybody who says different just doesn't know basketball, doesn't know college. I mean, they're out there and they're good every single year, whether they win it or not. Like, Connecticut's always dangerous in basketball, women's or men's. That's
yeah.
just, I mean, of course they are. They're a blue blood. And I think it's time to put South Carolina in the women's division. I think they're a blue blood. They got 3, should have had 4. COVID year cut us off. We had beat 7 of the top 10 teams by 20 plus that year. I mean, I think we're there too. But to go back to Connecticut, yeah, Connecticut's a blue blood, absolutely. I mean, they've won a ton of championships. They're consistently in the Final Four, Elite Eight. Yeah,
I mean, even in the 2010s when Kentucky, I believe, had an undefeated season. Like even Connecticut was winning in like 2011, 2014.
yep.
Like they were winning championships in the 2010s. And like they're one of the schools that are the lesser known, obviously, but like give them their fucking due.
I mean, they are the epitome of consistency. Even more so than Kentucky and North Carolina and Duke at this point.
Yeah,
That's
I
just,
mean, right
um,
there.
I mean, we
6
only
national
consider
championships since 1999. It's
r-
crazy.
right, but we consider Duke a blue blood because of the Coach K era, right?
Yes.
In the great scope of things, that's relatively recent. I mean, like, why wouldn't we do the same for UConn?
I think one of the reasons why is because they're like not really they're more so known for basketball instead of like being well rounded. Now, granted, most of the teams that are on here,
I mean,
Kansas,
Duke, they suck at football.
they do. It's basically the SEC that runs the football world. Every now and again, the Big Ten. But when it comes to basketball, they all suck. So
The
obviously,
SEC, besides Kentucky, yeah, it's hard to argue anything besides Kentucky in the SEC in basketball.
yeah. I mean, so even when you're gonna have,
Florida's got a few. They had a back-to-back national championships, 07, 08, 06, or something like that.
something like that, yeah.
But it's been a while.
Arguably one of the best defensive players I've seen probably since Dennis Rodman coming out of that school being Joakim Noah. Like that man was easily the heart and passion of the 2010s Chicago Bulls.
It was, and then they changed the rules where you couldn't defend shit because they wanted scores to be 150 to 140, and then all of a sudden he's fouling. Everything he does is a foul,
Yes.
and then he just decided to quit, and I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. This is like I said, after the All-Star game of this year, this is exactly why I've essentially stopped watching NBA basketball. It's just everybody needs to shoot. The Defensive Player of the Year is essentially a participation trophy.
So let's delve down about how bad the NBA has gotten. So Iowa versus LSU, right?
Yeah.
Elite Eight game, not Final Four, not national championship, Elite Eight game, had more viewers watching it than the NBA Finals total viewership last year.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, like, people are not interested in the NBA because people like defense. People, nobody wants to see 150, 140. That's what they thought they wanted, but they don't. It's
Yeah.
just, you don't have a Kobe. LeBron is, getting older. Zion was not what he's supposed to be. You got Luka out there, but I mean, like, you don't really ever get to watch him on the East Coast. It's always so late, right?
Yeah.
So the NBA is dying because you can't defend anybody. Like an Elite Eight college women's game, one game outdid your entire finals. That's not good. Like, that something's wrong.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, yes, players are getting blocks, but blocks don't matter if you're not playing fucking defense, for crying out loud.
Let them have the hand check back. Stop it. Stop the noise. Let them have it back.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
you'll stop
we
seeing
need
this
to
crazy.
go back to the era where players hated each other. It was like, that was the one thing that I loved about the 2010 Chicago Bulls. Anytime LeBron walked onto the court, it was like, no, we're not shaking your hand. We're not going to acknowledge you. We're not going to do anything. We are here to win and move on to the next round of the playoffs.
Yes. And we met, and you see everybody's friends now. And I love Luka, right? I love him. I love to watch him play. But
yes,
if defense was as it was in the 90s, we would not see Luka as spectacular as he was. Like, because they would be clamping down on him. You're not allowed to touch anybody, so Luka can just make magic shots. Luka would not be the same in the 80s and the 90s.
Hell no.
As much as I love him, he would not. And we wouldn't have Luka Magic, as they call it right now. So, I mean, there's not a lot of players in today's game. Like, I think LeBron could have survived in that era. He wouldn't have flopped as much because I don't think the game would have been in there. I think Jokic could have survived in that era.
I can see
he's just so big. I mean, what do? He's like a Shaq.
Yeah, I mean, possibly Giannis could even thrive in that era. Like,
I think
that
Giannis
is a
would be good.
Solid 260, 270. That man would thrive.
I agree, and people you wouldn't see thrive, Steph Curry, because the second he shot a logo shot in the 90s and 80s and shimmied, like, Dennis Rodman's punched him in the mouth, and then they're going to send somebody out there to be hand checking him the whole time, and he's not going to be able to just take they're like, oh, they weren't so good in the 90s because look at Steph. Well, I mean, if you just gave Ray Allen or you gave Isaiah Thomas 50 feet just to chunk it up, they're going to have 50, 60 points too. Like, people don't realize
easily.
That. I mean, Isaiah Thomas would have been like a goat if he could have just shot wide open like Steph Curry.
Oh my God.
He was that good.
See, the thing that gets me is I think the nickname that Steph Curry has is the babyface assassin. For so long, I really thought that it was Isaiah Thomas who also held that nickname.
I don't remember that. I don't. It may have been. Isaiah Thomas was fizzling out as I was coming in.
Right.
So was Larry Bird. I didn't get to watch a lot of Larry Bird either. Bill Laimbeer was a touch. Bill Laimbeer, like, you ever watch his highlights? Like, he was popping people, man. Bill Laimbeer was a nut job.
Them 90s bad boys.
I think LeBron would have been fine. He's athletic. He's big. I mean, would he be what he is now? No, but he would have still been a star. Like, to say he wasn't is ludicrous.
Yeah, no, but at the same time, like, if he goes up against the Detroit Pistons, the bad boys of the late 80s, early 90s, oh my God. He's getting decimated, and it's not even close.
He's a big dude too. I think LeBron would be fine. I mean, he wouldn't be nowhere near what they talk about now because you can't play defense, but No, I think he would have been fine. I think he would have been a superstar in that era too. I really do. I think LeBron. I mean, you watch him shoot, like you can dunk. He can play defense. Like
Yes.
LeBron would have been great. I mean, he wouldn't have been number 2 or 3 in the GOAT conversation like he is now back then, but he would have been just fine. Giannis would have been fine. Jokic would have been fine. Steph Curry would not have been fine.
No.
Like Luka would not have been fine. Trae Young would not have been fine. These are the players that wouldn't make it in that era.
No,
You know what I mean? I love Trae Young, but yeah, you ain't chunking up logo threes being, 185 pounds soaking wet with the bad boy Pistons.
Hell no.
Not at all.
No.
No.
Oh man. Well, it's always a good thing to talk about basketball, but so I bet that what you're saying is 100% true about, Trae Young, Steph Curry, and all those guys not making it. Why I put so much emphasis on bet is because news broke Thursday about Shohei's interpreter being guilty, who was accused of bank fraud. Ipe placed. Oh God, I'm not even making this number up. 19,000 fucking wagers from December of 2021 to January of 2024. The average bet from this man was nearly $13,000. With his biggest bet being 160 grand. In total, he lost 41 million.
Yep.
Yeah, no big deal. I mean, Shohei signed a 10-year, $700 million contract, so what's the big deal?
It's looking awfully scary for him, the fact that the Angels are a 500 club without him.
Yeah.
Like, how is that? How do you lose the best player in baseball and get better? I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, was Shohei right to fire his interpreter, or is there still more to come that we don't know?
This isn't dead. He was, the interpreter is guilty. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But is Ohtani guilty as well? That's where we're at now.
Yes.
The interpreter is 100% guilty. Now we just got to find out what role Ohtani had in this. That's where we're at. I need to know what he bet $10 on.
And ain't no way he took the what?
Yeah, no, 41 million. Like, dude, $41 comes out of my account. I'm calling my bank. Like, what is this? 41 million comes out. Like I'm coming in with a ski mask. I'm gonna find who did it, right?
Facts.
I mean, come on. Like, he's guilty of something.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He, for all we know, he could actually be a freaking accomplice, for crying out loud.
It's his money.
It is his money, absolutely. And like you said, the fact that the Angels are above 500 and sitting in second place,
yeah,
behind the fucking World Series defending champion, Texas Rangers.
I mean, and they
got
better.
Oakland is in the middle of the pack.
So I just need you to tell me how you lose the best player in baseball and get better. Because they did. It happened. I'm seeing it right in front of us.
I mean, look, I was going into this season, I can barely talk. I'm so flabbergasted because the Angels are actually doing this good without Shohei Ohtani and thriving with Mike Trout, of all players, who rightfully deserves to be traded to a World Series contending team.
So think about this. Let's break this down a little bit. So the Angels free agency come up and they're like, you can go, Ohtani. So they knew something. Like, they didn't make a pitch, they didn't make a play. Like, here's your hometown. Nothing. They wanted him gone. Like, they really did. I'm not saying I know anything because I don't have any inside knowledge, but I mean, if you
Absolutely.
have the best player in baseball and he stayed in LA, so he wanted to stay in LA. So that's what that tells me. He wanted to stay there, right? The Los Angeles Angels, he wanted to stay and they didn't make a play for him. Something ain't right.
No, something ain't right. Like something stinks here, and I can smell the bullshit here from fucking LA for crying out loud.
Oh yeah, he's
Um,
guilty of something.
no, absolutely. I mean, there is clearly something going on that we don't know, and if news breaks, come the All Star game break, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, this is I mean, like, now what you've got is a federal investigation, right? Because people have stocks and money and you're fucking with rich people's money.
Yes.
And they don't like that shit. And the Department of Justice don't like that shit, right? So like
Yeah.
they're looking at you now. So if you have done anything, you might as well just go ahead and cough it up because they're going to find it. They've already found $41 million out of your account. Like it's like you're not getting away with it. Like you can't hide shit from the government.
Yeah. I mean, Shohei's interpreter, I believe, bet 180 million. Oh God, what was it? He placed it was something that added up to the 41 million, and it's crazy because it's like, bro, you are not taking those kind of bets with like even Pete Rose is smart enough not to take those fucking bets.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we all know he's dirty, and we'll see how Major League Baseball plays this out. They're not going to be able to let him get away with it without putting Pete Rose in, right? And it's a Hall of Fame. It's not Major League Baseball. It is two separate entities, but I mean, there's going to be a lot of pressure to ban him from baseball if this comes out. You did it to Pete. And then you banned the greatest player in baseball right now with a $700 million contract. Like now you're fucking with more rich people's money. So this is going to get interesting. I'm excited to see how this plays out.
I'm excited to see how this plays out as well. But I mean, speaking of the Angels, we're not even 20 games into the season, and there are quite a few teams that are off to a hot fucking start. You know, sure, baseball is a marathon, not a sprint, but a hot start is still a hot start. God damn it. Right now, to me, there are three teams that stick out right now. The Royals, who just swept the Houston fucking Astros and outscored them 28-8.
Yeah.
Putting up 9 runs in the first inning alone.
That was a bad call on my part to pick the Astros to win that division.
Oh,
I mean, it's a marathon, not a sprint, but it ain't looking so good. They are not playing good baseball.
Absolutely. Another team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Like, what the hell's going? What are they eating in Pittsburgh?
Now, I was less shocked about the Royals' hot start than I was the Pirates. Like, that really shocked me. I did not see that coming. But if you watch these games, and I've just been watching the highlights, so I haven't been watching full Pirates games because I really don't give enough shit about Pittsburgh about that. But if you're looking, like, they're playing small ball. If you look at the box score, you look at the highlights, they're playing small ball, and that's how they're winning. And that does win games.
The money ball route.
Right, they're taking the numbers and they're running them and it's winning right now. Credit to their coaching staff. I'm not hating on them. I don't hate the Pirates at all, but I wouldn't have bet on it.
I wouldn't have bet on it either. I mean, go Cubs, go. That's just my opinion. But anyways, another team that is off to a hot start are the Detroit Tigers as well. It is crazy. Like, what the hell's going on in baseball right now?
Now I'm gonna toot my own horn on this. I saw that. So when we did our preseason evaluation on your show, I said Detroit can win that division. Detroit is dangerous.
Yeah,
like we can roll the tapes back. Like, I'm not like, I see that. Like, Detroit's a good team. I saw it at the beginning. I'm like, that's a dangerous team. They got a lot of good talent. They brought in some pieces. Detroit is good. I'm not at all shocked to see where Detroit is, but Kansas City and Pittsburgh, yeah, I'm pretty damn shocked about that. I didn't think it was going to roll that way for them. And it's a marathon. They could fall off like the Mets did last year. But I mean, hot start's a hot start, man. You got to start somewhere. And the more wins you get, the better chance you got.
Exactly. So right now, before we go any further, we got the dude that has been making the comments of comments. Mr. Vandy Chris, how you doing, baby?
I'm in the building, baby. I'm in the building.
You are here.
So like we were just saying, what are some Major League Baseball teams that are off to a hot start right now that are just mind-boggling?
Braves, me. They've had some injuries that I'm shocked that they're still winning. So that's the one.
They have some bad injuries. Even Max Fried, who is still pitching, is recovering from an arm injury, which I didn't know how serious that was, which is why we're seeing him struggle so bad. But I guess he wants to go out there and pitch. Spencer Strider, Sean Murphy's already injured. I mean, they're having to put Chomp in, and I agree with Chris. The fact that we're 7-4 with all the injuries we have is some good luck.
Hey, that offense speaks for itself. You got Ozzy Albies, Ronald Acuna Jr., Travis d'Arnaud, Austin Riley.
We got off. And our bullpen has been lights out, except with the exception of one game. So, real credit to our bullpen, because our starters ain't been doing except Chris Sale. Chris Sale, you the man. But the rest of our starters have sucked. Not even making it out of the first fucking inning in some cases. Max Fried, cough, cough, Max Fried.
Yeah, honestly, hell, look at the 16-4 loss that they suffered to the fucking Mets of all teams.
Losing a series to the Mets in April ain't the end of the world, but fuck, I hate the Mets, man.
Yeah.
I do.
I'll agree with that.
I guess losing a series to the Mets early in the season is better than losing a series to the Phillies in the playoffs.
It is.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, we got a real recent trophy.
Yeah,
that 1986 trophy that the Mets won back then is looking a little rusty. At least the 2021 champion. Yeah. At least the 2021 championship that the Braves won is looking nice and shiny.
I wonder if that 86 trophy for the Mets has still got any of that white powder from Darryl Strawberry.
Oh, yeah. And we give Darryl Strawberry and Doc Gooden the business for being cocaine, but Gary Carter was coked up. This guy was. We don't ever say that, but he was. He hit a bird with the baseball, and then he hit the ball down the foul line, and he's like, yeah. That guy was coked out of his mind as well. Let's go ahead and call it out, too.
It wouldn't surprise me if that entire Mets team was coked out of their mind. I'm
sure they were.
It was the late 80s for crying out loud.
The 80s were money and cocaine.
Yes.
It really was.
But here's the thing that gets me. Oakland was actually projected to have one of the worst records in baseball this season. But the fact, like I said, that they're sitting at the middle of the pack in the AL West. The fucking Nationals are actually doing decent so far.
The Nationals have a lot of talent. I'm not at all surprised the Nationals are winning games, but the A's, the owner's fuck you, we're going to Sacramento, fuck you, we're not showing up to games. The fact that they've won a few is impressive. Because ain't nobody going to Oakland.
Well, ain't nobody seeing the Oakland A's play. And when they move, ain't nobody going to see them
Billy
play.
Bean, if you're watching this, please come back to the Oakland A's. For Christ's sake, they suck.
Just give it to Ricky Henderson.
How do you move a Major League Baseball team into a 10,000-seat stadium?
Because nobody's going any fucking way. What's it matter?
Exactly.
It was a big fuck you to the fans, is all that was.
Maybe the administration wants to set the record for the highest percentage of seats sold. I mean,
yeah, well, it'll definitely do that. I mean, because
yeah.
but Sacramento, I think this is a tryout for Sacramento. Because they have a basketball team, and Major League Baseball wants to expand. So maybe they had some inside deal in there. Hey, move your team to Sacramento. Let's see how that does. Let's see if they're a city that we could possibly expand to in the future. I was thinking about that the other day. That could be what they're going with on that. The problem is you didn't send a good team there for them to watch. You sent the A's.
Now, one thing about the A's, they do have some interesting young talent that if they develop according to plan, that could be a team to be watching in a couple of years.
Yeah, once they get to Las Vegas, yes. The money is going to be invested in all the Las Vegas teams. I promise you that. You can go ahead and bank on that. They're going to make money. It's going to be there. And the talent, like you said, is there. It's just young. 3 years from now, we could be talking about the A's as like we talked about the Astros the last few years. You just don't know in baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, like it's been said, baseball is a marathon, not a sprint.
I don't know, man. I just want to throw this in there. If you haven't followed Antonio Brown today, you need to go and look.
Oh God, what do you do now?
You just got to see it. I don't even want to go. I don't even want to go into it. He may or may not have sent a direct message to Elon Musk.
Oh boy. All right. So, Chris, obviously you've been making the comments on some of the topics that we've been talking about. So we're going to go back to the start. Would you agree that the female players going into the WNBA draft is arguably one of, if not the best class going into the WNBA?
One of the best, yeah, of all time. I'd have to put it up there.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt.
You got to remember back in the 90s, maybe early 2000s, you had a class with Candace Parker and all. Tennessee had five-star players all leave at the same time.
Candace Parker was fire, especially remember when she dunked in that game? Like that brought a lot of attention.
Don't remind me because they did it against us and they called a timeout to do it. Matter of fact,
when it comes to women's college basketball back in the day, if Candace Parker is not in that conversation, who the fuck are you?
Right. I mean, they were up 20 on us in our gym and called a freaking timeout just so she could dunk it.
Yes. But you know what? It was important for the women's game at the time. It brought a lot of eyes. It was on Sports Center. It was on CBS Sports. You saw it everywhere. Like it was important. It was an important moment, is what I'm saying, in women's basketball history. A very important moment when that happened. I remember it vividly.
Yep.
Yeah. Even Candace Parker, and then you got the head coach of the Tennessee Lady Volunteers being Pat Summitt. Like in the early 2000s, she was all the talk.
Yep.
There is no doubt about that.
I talk a lot about Dawn Staley being the GOAT, and what she's doing is definitely GOAT status. But in all seriousness, Pat Summitt's the GOAT. I mean, I will. As a Dawn Staley huge fan, I will argue that to my dying day, unless Dawn Staley just goes out and wins another 5 or something. I love her, but Pat Summitt is the GOAT. She's the one that put women's basketball on the map. She deserves most of the credit.
I mean, look, no disrespect to Dawn Staley, but I mean, come on. Could you imagine Pat Summitt on the South Carolina women's team with the talent that they have? Oh my God.
We're
talking a run more dominant than UConn.
But I don't think that Pat would relate to that team the way Dawn does.
No, that's true.
I mean,
it's a different day and age.
It is. It's the
True.
nil age. It's the new age. I'm not saying I don't even know if Pat Summitt would have particularly been successful in this era because recruiting was what it was all about, and it still is to a degree. But that transcends. Would Dawn Staley have been successful in that era as well?
Right.
I don't think she would. Like it's two different. You got two different planes there.
And remember, when South Carolina hired Dawn from Temple, they were taking a massive chance on her because she hadn't really done anything at Temple.
Absolutely.
Well, they took them. Well, they saw what could be with her. She was charismatic. I mean, she really is. I mean, she was a former champion. She related to the current players. Like they took a strategic chance and they were right. But it could have been just as easily been wrong because Virginia wanted no part of her at that point. And now Virginia's been throwing money at her every year, and she's like, "No, I'm good. I got my team down here." But they had their chance. Virginia could have had her. She wanted to go before she came to South Carolina and built this dynasty. She really did, and they didn't want to entertain her. A bad decision on their part, but like Chris said, it was a chance. Like she wasn't like she had won, went to a bunch of Final Fours, Elite Eight, Sweet 16s at Temple because she hadn't.
Yeah, and I think we mentioned it on Villains yesterday. Tara Vanderveer retired this week, and I think she's the last of the golden age of coaches like Vanderveer,
Yes,
Pat Summitt, Andy Landers, Vivian Stringers, the ones that laid the foundation in the 80s and went up against the grind to build a sport into what we see today.
Yep.
And, enjoy retirement, Tara.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You just got some good news there, James.
Yeah, I definitely saw.
I told you, but anyway, we'll discuss that later. But yeah, they had to build the sport because the notion was women's sports were boring, and Pat Summitt and Vanderveer and all of them changed that notion, and then Gino and Dawn Staley and even Kim, who I can't stand, took it to the next level. Like they brought the eyes on the game because we can say we hate Angel Reese, blah 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 blah. But like Angel Reese brought eyes to the game.
Yep.
She really did.
Even Caitlin Clark, like when she hit the "You Can't See Me" against who was it? Louisville.
Look,
like
Haley
she
Van
became
Lith.
the
Yes.
villain
Caitlin
of the
Clark.
women's tournament 2 years ago.
Correct. Caitlin Clark is the villain. She's marketable. She is the Bryce Harper of the WNBA now. That's how I equate.
Yes.
She's the ultimate villain. But South Carolina had a great team, and I love my team, but we would not have had 17 million viewers if Caitlin Clark was not in that national championship game. That's just a fact reality, right? Caitlin Clark is money, straight money.
I mean, look, I look at it like this. I'm watching the times that I watch WWE. We are in the era where it's cool to be the bad guy.
Yes. It is.
Controversy draws money.
Well, the NBA needs a bad guy. They do. And Draymond Green is just out punching people. That's not the kind of bad guy they need. They need Trae Young was almost there. When he took a bow in New York and the Hawks knocked the Knicks out of the playoffs, Trae Young was
that was a bad guy moment. Yes.
And then he became the nice guy again. He should be the villain.
Yes.
But you know what? I will never forget that because I hate the Knicks.
No, completely agree. When Trae Young took the logo shot against the New York Knicks and then took a bow to top it all off, it was like, oh.
They hated him. He was
like Chipper Jones. Villain in New York, my guy. They will boo you right out the fucking door.
Chipper Jones had that role. He was the villain in New York. They hated Chipper. They chanted Larry because his real name was Larry Jones. Every time Chipper went there, he owned the Mets, by the way. He named his son Shea because he owned them so much. They chanted Larry. They hated him. He was, I mean, Chris, you can attest, you were there. He was the ultimate New York villain.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Hey,
did
look,
him in the
as soon
same
as you
shape.
said New York, my mind went to the fucking Yankees.
But let's remember, nobody was a Knicks villain more than Reggie Miller.
Ooh,
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
What was it, like 8 points in 30 seconds?
I imagine if Reggie Miller played in today's game where you weren't allowed to play defense. My God, the
No.
guy would be a superstar. I mean, he
He
was then.
Thrive as the best trash talker in the NBA.
Yep.
And just like, what? I did that? No.
I loved Reggie Miller. I ain't gonna lie.
That?
I love Sean Kemp too. The Rain Man did not get enough credit for what he did during his time. He was amazing. Yes,
He was cut different.
he was. He was cut different. Sean Kemp's one of my favorites of all time. Top 3 favorite all time. Sean Kemp right now.
I would love to know what his
Gary Payton for me is clearly up there.
The glove.
Yes, defensive. But look, number 1, give me Dennis Rodman any day of the fucking week. There is a reason he is a multi-time defensive player of the year, and my God, could he get fucking rebounds when you needed it?
Because all he did was pinch everybody in the ass to get him out of the way.
Yep. Look, I think we have a special appearance by Satan Cat behind your shoulder there. See, James don't know Satan Cat. So he is famous in the dog media lore.
I don't see him.
He was behind you. I saw his ears going. He must have jumped.
Must have been.
Like he was like, I ain't seen him in a while. I was like, wait a minute, he came back.
Yeah, he's fixing to get hurt. He climbs on the back of my chair one more time and punch him in the head.
We don't call him Satan Cat for nothing.
Yeah. But you know what's interesting? I would love to know what Sean Kemp's body fat percentage was.
0?
That's what I'm thinking. Because that man was cut.
I think he was 0. Like for real, if you watch, like I've never seen, like he was like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like it was just perfectly developed everywhere you look. There was just nothing but muscle.
Yeah.
And you know, him and Gary Payton, man, I hate that they didn't win it. Nobody ate during Jordan era, but you know, I loved them.
Unfortunately, yes.
You know who else I thought was he was hard, but he never made it in the NBA? It was Eric Montross.
He was.
I remember watching the Duke and North Carolina 1-2 game where Cherokee Parks caught him in the forehead with the elbow and busted him open.
Yes.
And he was sitting in the locker room watching the game on the monitor, just watching the game as they stitched him up.
Yeah. Wasn't Eric Montross 00?
Right there.
Yes.
Yeah, yep. Eric Montross was that dude. A villain, another villain. You know, he just Christian Laettner was a good villain too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Christian Laettner,
I mean, like
there's
is forever hated.
Christian Laettner this week.
What's that?
There's ties to Christian Laettner with a massive story this week. Because if you remember, in 1992, there was a college basketball game for a trip to the Final Four.
I remember it.
And Bobby Hurley threw a pass, half-court pass to Christian Laettner.
Yep.
Well, the connection to that now is the team that they beat was trying to hire Bobby Hurley's little brother this week.
What?
Kentucky.
Yes.
They tried to get Hurley.
Wow.
Trying to get Dan Hurley.
He ain't going. I mean, he wasn't ever gonna go.
No. Even after the national championship, somebody in the press conference asked him about his name being mentioned with Kentucky. He said, "No way." I'm not moving my wife farther away from New Jersey than I already have.
Yes. Anyway, sorry, I'm from New Jersey, northern part. Grew up 20 miles outside of Manhattan, so
Yeah.
But speaking of Kentucky, Connecticut, like we said, has won 6 national championships since 1999 over the course of 25 years. Arguably, if not one of the best uh, national championship runs in the last 25 years.
They also
So
had two of the largest NBA busts, but we'll get into that later.
I mean, Kemba Walker, maybe Andre Drummond. That's neither here nor there. Anyways, the point is, there's a society known as the Blue Bloods. We already know teams like Duke, UNC, Kansas, even Kentucky. Is it time to put Connecticut in the Blue Bloods pool?
Absolutely. 6 titles since 1999. They're back to back. Not only are they in the Blue Blood pool, but right now they are the premier program in college basketball.
And back-to-back championships prove that. Like, there's no other way to go with this right now other than we got 2 trophies.
Matter of fact, I'll go as far as
like
saying,
I said, like they are so lesser known because of the teams that are in the Blue Blood Society, for crying out loud.
In regards to who the premier program is right now, I would say the only one close to them is probably Villanova.
Ooh, yeah, I could see Villanova.
I disagree. They had a lot of injuries this year, and it kind of took them down. But I think Kansas is the number 2 right now. I really do. Bill Self is the best coach in college basketball.
Right.
I will die on that hill. But Villanova is definitely a third. Like they are a dangerous team right now.
I mean, they beat UNC in the national championship on a last-second shot.
Yeah.
What was it, like 2016?
Yes. I agree with Villanova, though. Great program, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Great program. But Bill Self,
for a while, didn't they win 3 championships?
Hey, look, I follow Villanova lacrosse. They have a very well built, put together program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt. Villanova's a good sports school.
Yeah.
And they're in the right market.
Anyways, so we got our final member joining us. He is big. He is spicy. He's got some spicy takes. Jesus Christ. Spicy Big Mac. What's going on, baby?
What's up, fellas? Get home, use the bathroom, go to jump on the show. My kid decides, it's a great idea to pour a fucking, gallon of chocolate milk by himself. Oh.
When you thirsty, you thirsty.
Bro.
Chocolate milk is chocolate fucking
milk. No. It got everywhere. I slipped in it, fell in it. Okay, he slipped and fell in it. So now I got to get in the shower, got to get him in the shower, got to clean up all the chocolate milk. The neighbors are calling the police, thinking it's a fucking earthquake.
Do you have a camera in your house that recorded that?
Unfortunately, no.
It is sacrilegious to spill chocolate milk like that. It is a party foul.
So in my house, like my kitchen is cut off. Like my kitchen is like a small little room, and it's got just one doorway in the middle. So until you get to that doorway, you can't see in the kitchen. So when I turned that corner, I was like, what are you doing, Marley? And I turned around and whoosh, I got vinyl fucking flooring.
I'm just gonna say the images of this big ass rolling on the floor in chocolate milk. Come on, man, you're ruining this.
That is great. Look, I've done that too. I ain't gonna lie. That kids have made me fall before. Like, kids are great, man. Like,
see, and he ruined it for me though by telling that story, because when he came in, his cheeks are all red and everything. I'm thinking this guy must have been an undercover Kentucky fan crying about his new head coach.
Man, look, kids, let me tell you how specific. So I have a 3-year-old. You all know him, AC, right?
Yes, sir.
He's got an 11-year-old brother, and he was in there
That
playing with his Legos.
hyperactive little dude, man.
Yes. So he was in there playing with his 11-year-old brother's Legos. Well, 11-year-old brother didn't appreciate that because he loves his Legos, so he moves it over.
Legos.
And my 3-year-old, I shit you not, squares up and throws a real punch. I mean, a UFC style punch at the and you know. Luckily, you know the 11-year-old's like, oh, you know, at the last second he sees it coming, but he squares, turns, and throws a real punch. I was like, stop! You know what are you doing? Like he's about to knock him out. Like he was angry. I'm like, we gotta go, buddy. Like we ain't gonna be just beating up people like that.
Oh God, that is too fucking funny. I mean, look, I remember 12 years ago, I was taking a nap, and my sisters were on the computer. They started fighting with each other. They started using words because they're just one of my sisters is just psychological. Like she will get inside your head, say things that'll like get you just out there, you know. My other sister is scrappy. Like she'll claw, scratch, she'll even fucking punch. So I'm taking
Ain't
a
no
nap.
rules in fighting, baby. Ain't no rules in fighting.
You absolutely right. Anyways,
Wrong. There is a rule in fighting. Let me tell you what that rule is. That rule is you might whoop my ass the first time, but it's a golden rule. You'll never whoop it a second time. I don't care. I don't care if I have to get the 2x4 off the barn and get you from behind. You ain't whooping my ass a second time.
Well, that's where we go into there's no rules in fighting.
Right. There are no rules.
So anyways, I'm taking a nap upstairs, and my sisters start getting into a war of words like I've never heard before. My youngest sister says to my oldest sister, I don't even know why mommy and daddy even adopt, or I don't know how you have so much friends. Nobody even likes you. My oldest sister that we got in when we got her, she was an infant. Anyways, so I shit you not when I say this, reverberates back to my youngest sister. I don't even know why mommy and daddy adopted you. They don't even love you. I was like, oh shit, I need to make a phone call to mom. Oh God, I'm surprised that they're still walking this earth to this day, that they didn't kill each other after a war of words like that. Oh my God, it was crazy.
Like, yeah, kids are dirty, man. Like real dirty. Like they'll spill chocolate milk and set you up and make you fall.
So I do have a question for Matt. Give me your spiciest Matt Slay for tonight.
For what sport?
Let's go college baseball.
College baseball. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I only bet on the teams that you guys talk about. I'm just being honest here because it's one of those realms where I don't know too much. So I know to bet on Clemson when it's not a school name I know, right?
Okay.
I know with like Vanderbilt is again one of those teams where it's like weekdays they will kick your ass. Weekends it's a flip of the coin.
You mean like South Carolina?
Okay, so
Same thing. So South Carolina, anybody school that I don't know, I'll bet for South Carolina.
So how about an NHL Max Slay?
Let's see. I think I did bet on NHL.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're gonna definitely get into that later on. There's no doubt about that. I mean, the playoffs
Somebody's
are
taking
set up. I'll tell you what.
Taking an ass whooping tonight.
I'll tell you what. Nashville ain't making that out of the playoffs.
I think my NHL.
They're fixing to put an ass whooping on the worst team in the NHL tonight.
Who the
I ain't going to mention no names, but they might be from this Windy City.
All right, here we go. So
Bedard gonna have
You
himself
know
a
what?
game.
Just for that, I hope every player on the Nashville fucking Predators step on a fucking Lego.
I mean,
And that is the worst insult you can give somebody.
the way they played the last 7 games, I think they already did.
Well, I mean,
Good luck when you run into the Florida Panthers or Tampa Bay Lightning.
Nashville's a heavy
They're not even
favorite.
getting in the playoffs.
No, they're going to get into the fucking playoffs. Are you kidding
They're
me?
not getting in.
They're going to get in.
They better clean it up because they're fighting for the
They'll
last
fucking
playoff
clean it
spot.
up. And if Tampa Bay can't get the job done, you best believe the fucking Panthers are going to get the job done.
I ain't got nothing on the
Panthers?
Panthers.
the Florida
Yes.
Panthers?
Yes.
I mean,
Listen.
Tampa Bay has already clinched a spot, right?
No, they're still fighting for the. They're fighting for the last playoff spot.
They've clinched. I'm looking at it.
That ain't what was said today.
No, they clinched. They got an X beside their name. They clinched.
All right.
It may have been because of a tie or a loss or something that happened earlier today, but I'm looking at it right now. They're in.
Yeah, have fun when you run into Kucherov, Braden Point, fucking Tarasenko.
Yeah, Tampa
Have
Bay-
fun.
Okay.
Your stunned silence is
So, I'm-
very reassuring.
All right. So I'm taking the Knights over the Wild, Flames over the Ducks. I got the Oilers over the Coyotes. I got the Predators winning. But I got the St. Louis Blues. Yeah, I'm sorry. The way they play at home, especially when they play up the competition, it gets exciting. Like the last 3 games that they've had like top tier opponents. I mean, bro, it's been over 6, 7. I think the one game was fucking 9. It was 9 goals, I believe.
I think it's the Rangers championship to win, as much as I hate to say that. The Hurricanes are pretty good too, but the Rangers are just so good.
I'm just gonna say this though: the Maple Leafs, it is fake good year. It is a fake good year because I had high expectations for them at the beginning of the season. Now, by no means I'm not loyal to one hockey base. I have multiple jerseys and I got multiple shirts and jackets. Okay, but
look,
the whole thing is,
I jumped on the Blackhawks bandwagon in 2010. Since then, I've been a fan. But God damn it,
yeah,
I hate the fact that I've jumped onto the Florida bandwagon, being the Tampa Bay Lightning and Panthers.
1985, baby.
Yeah.
I deserve them championships.
Hockey logo of all fucking time, baby.
I deserve them championships.
I'm
a fan of history. I'm a fan of history. I like watching history. Like last year, I really wanted the Bruins to win. I kind of knew they weren't going to win just because, when the money came down to it, the whole thing is I'll be honest, playoff matches throughout the year. For me, if you lose those consistently, I don't give a fuck if you got the second best record in the league. You're a choke artist. To me, you're a choke artist. Yes, you beat all lower competition, but when it comes to it, dude, you can't even put a goal up against the top 5 team, and it's happened multiple times.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. I follow the Preds. That's about all I follow.
Yeah, clearly.
So, does Brad Marchand still play for the Boston Bruins?
Oh. I'm gonna let you know. As far as names, I don't. I know a McDavid. I know.
I only know teams, not players.
yeah.
All right, Andrew, you gotta save us.
So, Marchand, you said?
Yes.
No, he does not. But he does not play for the Bruins. No. I don't know where he plays, but he is not currently on Boston.
Let me ask Mac and James this: what are you guys going to do in a hockey match when dude licks your face?
Say that again.
What are you going to do in a hockey match when dude straight up licks your face?
If somebody licks my face,
Uh-huh.
oh, I'm gonna lick them back. Like, and I'm going for the eyeball. I'm going for the eyeball.
Look,
All right.
in my total years of being in the military, I've been in for nearly 10 years. Somebody comes up and licks my face, I bet I'm gonna lick your face back, and we gonna get it on, bitch.
And I'm like this. I'm a smoker.
Because if you remember, Brad Marchand was the
Hold
one.
on. You talking about Marson from before I was born?
No, the one that played for Boston that went around licking everybody's face during games.
Are we talking about Marson that played before I was born, Chris? Because I
No,
know that name.
no.
Okay, because the Bruins had a Marson that played in like the 50s or some dumb shit like that.
No, you're saying it wrong. Marchand.
Oh, okay.
Marchand.
Okay, because I was like, wait a minute, that just
Okay.
fucking hit me. I'm like, yeah, I know that guy. Chris is fucking with us. That guy's dead. He's 112. Like, what are we talking about right now?
Dinosaur.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there thinking, wasn't he like MVP 58 or something? Wait a minute, Chris, stop.
Oh god. All right. So we're gonna continue the NHL talk. But Big Mac, what are some surprise baseball teams that have gotten off to a hot start right now, despite the fact that we're not even 20 games into the season, that have surprised you?
Kansas City, the
Mhm.
White Sox.
The White Sox don't even have 5 wins.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at Detroit. I'm sorry. I said White Sox, but I'm looking at Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Detroit. I'm sorry. It's
I'm
I'm watching one game. I'm
hold
looking at
up.
scores. It was like
I
said
mean,
the wrong team. But
I
yes,
mean, hell, like the fact that Oakland is closing in on 5 wins when I thought that they would have the same record that the Marlins have right now is mind-boggling.
so I'm just gonna tell you this, bro. Their pitching rotation and the guys coming out of the bullpen, they're playing a lot better than most of us expected. And I'm gonna tell you, if it continues on this trend, they're not going to be the worst team in. They're not going to be. I mean, they're going to be close. They're going to be close, but I don't know if it's going to be them.
Right.
Well, I mean, the White Sox have 2 wins this year, and they are against 2 division-leading teams in the Guardians or Indians and the Braves. Like, those are their 2 wins. What the fuck is going on in baseball?
I mean, the Yankees are, when you take away the loss from the Marlins, I believe the other night or last night, they were the last time they went 10-2. They went to the World Series in 2003. But
Look, I
again,
called that shit.
but again, it's like, what
If
the
you
fuck
stay
is going on
healthy,
in
you
baseball
should
right
have no fucking problem. Like both of our teams are going to the playoffs. It's just a flip of a coin who's going to get the wild card.
Not if they don't get out of them ugly ass uniforms they were wearing. Like, are those pajamas, Mac? I'm sorry. Like, that shit was
ones?
all black.
That we wore?
Yeah.
Oh, I love your motherfucking uniforms.
They
bro.
look like my button-up pajama. I don't like
Listen,
them.
Hold on.
Wait, the City
back up,
Connect uniforms?
Go to the fucking go to the early 90s, the mid 90s, the late 90s, the early 2000s.
Those
were some of the ugliest fucking uniforms.
No.
Like,
Hey,
they had the
hold
actual bird.
up.
They had
That
a real
logo
bird.
was
They
on
took
point,
the
though.
Orioles bird off and put a fucking actual Oriole. The Oriole, like an actual bird symbol.
I remember.
That
I love
logo
that.
was
horrible.
No.
The fucking logo that the Orioles have now on their hat is a goddamn cartoon character.
Yes, I love it. We all love it. That's why they finally changed it.
I love the cartoon character, but those
No, give me the 2000s Orioles logo.
I love the actual Oriole, though. What about you, Chris? Did you like it when they went to the actual Oriole?
I prefer the old school logo. I'm old school. I'm old. Stop messing with tradition.
3-1, we win. No, I'm just playing.
I mean, like, wait a minute. So, I mean, we can't have Chief Wahoo anymore. Like, why should you get the Oriole?
Who said you could?
Yeah, we're not doing that shit.
I mean,
This,
look,
this is
I
a
will say this: the logo
Chief
that the Orioles
Nakahoma and
have
shit.
now,
No,
it
that shit's
works.
not cool, Chris. That shit's not cool at all.
I will say
mention
that the
God
logo
damn,
that
we
the
don't
Orioles
mention
have now, it works for the new generation. It works. Somehow, some way, it fucking works. But
You
God
hear this damn thing?
damn it, stop producing players, Baltimore!
Is that Satan Cat?
Yes.
You have seen nothing yet. Like, bro, look at our Norfolk team. There's like 5 guys in our Norfolk team that if they played for the Mets, they would already have been called up.
No, if they played for the Mets would actually be fucking World Series champions by now.
Remember when y'all laughed at me when I said Milwaukee was good? I just want to throw that out there. All right, we talking about.
I took Milwaukee with you.
I'm talking about this guy over here, James. He laughed at me. He said Milwaukee.
So speaking of the Orioles, just know that Enrique Bradfield Jr. last year had a cut down from center field. Great play. Dude's coming to the majors quick.
Yes, I agree.
And when he gets there, you better not let him get on base because he's going to score if he does.
Hey, we talked about how the NL West was going to be wild and fun to watch, and I think it will be. But I think the NL Central is going to be fucking just as fun. I mean, you look at the Pirates, the Cubs, the Reds, the Milwaukee. They coming. Like, that's going to be a fun fucking race.
Well,
It
sir,
really
I am
is.
so sorry that after the Brewers lost Craig Counsell, I thought that they were going to go to fucking shit. Look at how good the Cubs are doing right now with Craig Counsell.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm looking at Milwaukee in first place and the Cubs in third. I mean, he's doing phenomenal.
And listen. Every time I make a bet against the Cubs, I feel bad. I'll just tell you that. I feel bad because I want to bet for them, but I'm smart enough not to.
I'm through.
But hold on. But what made me feel good is, right, the one win they got, right? What was that? The last series? I bet on them and they hit. They hit for
the Dodgers?
Yeah. That was the last series?
Oh, yeah, they beat the Dodgers in the series.
Yeah, they took 2 out of 3 against the fucking Dodgers.
Ohtani bet on the Cubs.
I did. So what it is now hear me out. So with baseball, I'll either bet on a pitcher or I'll bet against that motherfucker. And that's what it is. If I don't know your name, I'm betting against you. If I know your name, but I can't remember if you're good at striking out or you're good at just, as far as the innings you can last and be productive. So if I can't remember, then I'll either take the over or the under.
Quality stars.
So Mike, I got something for you. You got some breaking news. Satan Cat is going to make her debut. This is Mina. Affectionately known as Satan Cat because she's evil.
It is Satan Cat and Dog Boy, yes.
But she likes making bold predictions. And she just whispered in my ear, the Marlins will take at least one from the Braves this weekend.
I can see that. The Braves are injured. And they were able to take down the Yankees, take one from the Yankees. I wouldn't call it a stretch. Not right now.
Yeah, no, true. I mean, look, baseball is a game of chess, not checkers. And there's no doubt about that.
Yep.
Anyways, but look, another week is in the books and another week of it's time to name that MLB player. So, this player started his career off with the Tampa Bay Rays in 2006 and played with them all the way up until 2014. In 2015, he would play for Oakland before moving to the Kansas City Royals, where he was a part of the 2015 World Series Royals team. The next year, he would be traded to the Cubs, where again he would be a part of the Cubs World Series team and would stay with the Cubs until 2019 before calling it a career. When it was all said and done for his career, he was a 2-time World Series champion and the World Series MVP in 2016. Now, if you witnessed the 2016 World Series, he played a vital part in giving the Cubs the lead in the top of the 10th in Game 7, lacing a double down the third base line against Cleveland.
Does his name? What is it?
I already know who it is.
Does it start with a Y?
I
No.
know who it is.
No. Okay.
Starts with
You're in
a.
the right. You're in the right neighborhood for the last name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's one of them, and I'm like, I got 3 guys in my head, and I can't.
It's on the tip of your tongue, isn't it?
And he's not a very famous baseball player, but he was certainly a
No,
good-
when he said that he won it with Kansas City, and then turn around and won it with the Cubs.
Yeah.
There's 2 guys, and they look similar, but I'm not sure.
I didn't know.
I said why.
He was a switcher, and he had he would do this with the bat before the pitch was delivered.
I didn't know who it was till you said 26 MVP. I had no clue, but I know who that was. I remember it.
Yeah. He was a utility player. He played in the outfield, but he also played, I believe, second base as well.
It's like
The
so
2016 MVP gave it away for me.
Yes,
Yep.
me too. You know, like the Braves has Solar as our MVP, not Freddie
Oh,
Freeman,
my.
not Acuna. Acuna didn't play, but you know,
No. After Soler hit that home run against the Braves, it was over. He already won the World Series MVP.
against the Astros.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a moonshot.
Dude knocked it out of the stadium, for crying out loud.
Yes, it was. Oh man, what a year that was.
Hey, but what a year this dude had in 2016, helping the Chicago Cubs overcome the 108-year drought of not winning a World Series.
And
I blame that on Greg Elia.
I don't think they were better than the Indians that year. I think they were better coached.
Yeah, John Madden. Or, God damn it. No, it wasn't John
What
Madden.
team?
It wasn't John Madden. That is a fact.
Hold on. What team? What team do you have? What team in year?
Cubs 2016.
Yeah, so he was a part of the Royals World Series winning team in 2015, and then the next year he would be traded to the Cubs, where they went on arguably one of the most historic runs in baseball history.
I'm just, I have no clue.
I'll give you one hint. Last name starts with a Z.
Well,
Yeah.
Andrew already tipped me off on that because I thought it was
I gave you the Zorro.
I know. I'm like, and now I'm sitting here. I'm trying to think. I'm like, yeah. Well, maybe it's not the guy I was thinking of.
Well,
Yeah.
at least people didn't say you had a big nose and your wife said you had a big forehead. So, you know, that did not happen.
Well, if you want to be fair, at least he's not being compared to a certain coach that might have been a cheerleader back in the day.
Oh, Joe Madden. That was it.
Yeah, Joe Madden.
Just under the buzzer.
Yeah.
Fire this man. Like, bro. This dude
Ah.
Wells is giving up hit after hit after hit after hit. Like, replace this motherfucker on the mound. Like,
All right.
he throwing
So-
freebie.
So, you ready for the answer?
Before you get the answer, I'm going to
So,
say
does the name
I was going to say it shouldn't have taken the Cubs until 2016 to win the World Series, because in the 80s they had the best team in Major League Baseball, and Rick Sutcliffe was pitching against, I believe it was the Dodgers. and he bent down to tie his shoe. He was out of gas. And the manager, Lee Elia, kept him in the game, and he gave up the lead, and they got beat in the divisional round. If he replaces Rick Sutcliffe when he ties his shoe, Cubs win the game. They go on to win the World Series.
I remember when Sutcliffe came to Atlanta.
So this dude, in my opinion, was the most underrated player. Why? Because the Cubs for so long, they had Rizzo, who is a Labrador. He's got the personality of a Labrador and Golden Retriever. There was a segment on MLB Central, and it had to do with anyways, I'm getting off track here. So it was, the core was Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant, and Javier Baez. This dude that was severely underrated within that core, Ben Zobrist.
Max like, who?
Hey,
Not even on my radar. That was nowhere near what I was thinking of.
Hey, I'm telling you, look up Ben Zobrist, double in Game 7 of the World Series.
And that's the thing. He was a journeyman that didn't start a lot of games in his career, but he hung around. He's, okay, I mentioned it in the chat the other day, David Weathers. 19 years as a major league reliever. Okay. He was like the second draft pick in the expansion draft of the Florida Marlins. And he just hopped around from team to team throughout his 19 years, 4 World Series rings, because he was always a late season trade to get on a contending team.
Yep.
And that was his son that pitched the 5-inning shutout against the Yankees the other night at Yankee Stadium.
So I just want to inject something real quick. Did y'all see that mini ass statue that Philly gave to Allen Iverson?
That's a fucking Heisman Trophy statue. Are you kidding me?
When he was bigger than the trophy, I was like, hold on, what are they doing?
Even Iverson looked at it like, what the
him a trophy. They
I
gave
gave
him a trophy.
my entire career
Oh,
to
that's
you
not a
guys,
trophy?
and that's just what I get.
They
That's
gave him
not
a
a trophy.
trophy.
That's a statue.
That can go on his goddamn nightstand.
I watched that this morning at work. I'm like, what are they doing? Like, did they just not like this guy? I mean,
Like they got statues of dudes who scalped Indians in this motherfucking country still hanging up in this motherfucker 10 times the size of that some bitch.
hey, they got a fictitious
The fucking
boxer.
Heisman Trophy itself is bigger than that.
They got a fictitious boxer up with a big ass trophy, a big ass statue.
Hey, well,
Look,
look.
if I'm Iverson, I
part.
would be in
Rocky generated a lot of money for that city.
I'm not
So-
disagreeing. I'm just saying he was fictitious.
So for them, absolutely. But I mean, money wise, the city wise, fuck yeah.
So the best part about the whole video is when Iverson's looking at it and he's kind of looking it over and he reaches out and he rubs his head.
Yes.
No, I mean, the meme is going to be like when he kind of just goes in like, are you kidding me?
Look, AI deserve better.
Yes.
You know who deserves better? Certainly not the Kentucky fans. And I'm so happy with what they got. Have you seen the video of this guy that they hired?
Who did they hire?
They hired Mark Pope that used to play at Kentucky.
Okay.
He's diehard Kentucky. Let me show you how diehard he is. It's not letting me do
Oh,
it.
yeah. Here, I got it.
Kentucky socks with the stripes on.
Is it the video that you just here? I think this might be the one. I'm not. It says BYU.
It's down at the bottom over here.
Yeah,
got a
I
tweet
could
from
add
a
it to the
Kentucky
stage.
fan
I'm not sure if
wanting to
this is
read.
the right one though.
Impossible for me to describe how much I love this university, my teammates, and you fans. But I'm gonna try.
Oh boy.
C-A-T
My man's a fucking maniac. Didn't blink one time. Just
No, he did not.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a serial fucking killer.
He did a line of booger sugar. Let's do it.
Oh my
I
God.
mean,
I'm not
like,
making assumptions. I just made a joke. Okay. Not assumptions. I don't know what the man does. You know,
Hands up, don't shoot.
I will make that assumption after watching that video. We're not blinking. We're like I will 100% make that assumption.
Kentucky
but it's
fans, you
Kentucky,
got
so
what
it's
you
meth.
deserve.
It's meth in
Oh,
Kentucky, not coke. Yeah, I just want to throw that out there.
Oh God.
Max still laughing about it.
that's
That
what I-
is. Oh my God.
See,
That's your coach. Yeah.
I got no fucking words for that. For
Fuck
crying
this,
out
man.
loud.
I'm applying for coaching jobs. The fuck out of here. If that guy can get me a coach, I want to be a fucking coach. Fuck
That's
this
what
shit.
I'm fucking saying.
Man,
Oh
look,
my
he went from Magic Mike to Crackhead Mike. Like that was great. That was fucking great.
Oh my God.
I love it. I love it.
My man,
That is-
let me
oh,
take off this Kmart motherfucking suit. It's been sitting in my closet since 2011. Damn.
There are not enough words to describe like how well that went fucking over.
Send me that video, Chris. My
He put that
God.
suit on. He put the suit on. He was like, "Oh, I didn't know I had this." What?
Look what I found in his pocket.
In 2011.
Oh my God, that is
Oh
Again,
my
jokes people. Just
no words.
no
Just
assumption.
no
the jokes,
words.
the jokes make themselves, right?
Oh,
They
yeah.
do.
I easily came up with that joke.
I sent a picture, a meme to the one of our chats the other day, and I was like, when I sent it, I was like, I bet everybody that saw this sang it when they saw it, and it was the picture of P Diddy.
Oh.
So
Mac remembers it, don't you?
The Family Guy one.
No, the one where he's wearing the orange jumpsuit and Hillary's kind of poking her head out from
Oh,
the jail
yeah.
cell.
I'll be right back, gentlemen.
So Tiger
not-
Woods did make the cut, and he set a Masters record while doing it. 24 Masters cuts made. He is far back, but it ain't over. It ain't over.
Bro,
He's not giving himself a chance on the par fives.
He is not. He's a good ways back. But you know what? I believe. Let's do this, Tiger.
top 20,
what-
baby.
So what's
Top
the latest
20.
on
Come on.
what's the
What's
latest
that?
on Scotty Scheffler's baby?
I don't know.
Is he still there?
He's still there, yes.
She ain't had it yet.
I
don't know.
mean,
I don't know if Mac is up to date on that. Scotty Scheffler is one of the favorites to win this weekend,
well, he's leading right now.
but his wife is extremely pregnant,
Yeah, he's tied for first.
ready
right
to
now.
pop at any moment.
Shit, they better have her ass sitting on a gurney. You don't move. You don't do nothing. You just lay there. We
Oh, he
don't
done
want you walking it all to induce this baby. You just lay right there, nice
What if-
and still.
What if he's in the middle of the round and he gets a call, baby? You got to come on.
Well,
'Cause
there
he's
you go.
done said
Listen, trust
he's got
him,
a helicopter
he's got
sitting
a
there
private
waiting.
jet. He got a private jet.
Yeah, he's
Right.
got a helicopter on the course waiting for him.
So there you go. So all he got to do is finish the round. So hopefully he plays up near the first couple groups.
Well, right
So
now him and Homa and Deschambeau are tied for first.
Scotty
So-
Deschambeau is good.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, like
I
even
don't
one of my
know, man.
neighbors was actually telling me Deschambeau was doing something. I was like, damn.
Tiger's 7 back right now. My
But-
prediction's not looking so hot.
But if
I
Scheffler
was gonna
has to
say,
lose,
how's
he can't finish.
Jordan doing right now?
Jordan Speed?
Yes.
I don't see him. It's only giving me the top 5 right now.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. All right, so we got some weekend baseball predictions coming up right now. So there was some baseball going on, but I don't think there was any less baseball going on than fucking Thursday. So,
Jordan, just a
Yeah.
quick update. Jordan Spieth is tied for 74th at 2 over par and 9 shots back.
He's behind Tiger. He may not make the cut.
yeah, probably not. It wouldn't surprise me.
It's not looking good right now.
Yeah, I don't think any of our picks are actually going to come through.
I mean, Chris's pick is in first.
Yep, Jordan Spieth did not make the cut. He was cut.
He had a
Wyndham
quad
Clark
bogey 9.
cut. Son of a bitch.
This dude had a quad bogey.
Damn.
Wow, a quadruple bogey. Yeah, he didn't go to play. Yeah, he hooked up with Mark Pope before the round.
I'm
Tiger
saying.
Brooks Koepka is in it.
Yeah, Koepka's good as fuck.
Is Brent Snedeker still in it?
Oh no, I don't see him. Where the fuck? I guess John Rahm didn't make the cut. Where the fuck is John Rahm? Because I don't see him down here. Dustin Johnson didn't make the cut.
Let's see how we're doing. So yeah, wow, Davis is in 5th place. Wow, Glover's won over as well. Like it's really honestly, he's won over for the day. Glover, Strotka's still in there.
Okay, never mind. I see John Rahm.
I think
I'm
Koepka
over.
was cut
Yeah.
too. Phil Mickelson was cut. Roy McIlroy, who's number 2 in the country, number 2 on the tour right now, was cut.
Is this Phil Mickelson still on here?
Rory?
Yeah. VJ Singh, y'all probably don't know who he is, but I love me some VJ Singh back in the day.
Yeah, I bet you love BJ.
He's from India.
Yep.
What side are you on?
Jordan Spieth is 9 over. He ain't making the cut.
Yeah, no,
So
definitely not.
It says from Thorne Orson.
Bubba Watson.
He's tied
Hey,
with
Fred Couples was playing. Like I mean, like he ain't even come close. I mean, he's like 12 over, but I love me some Fred Couples.
Anyways, so we got the Masters going on, obviously. That's going to continue over into this weekend, but another thing is happening this weekend. We got some baseball weekend going on right now. So this is a doubleheader game. We got New York going into Cleveland. The Yankees.
Two first place teams, right? So
Yeah.
it's a makeup game. It's in Cleveland. At best, the Guardians or Indians, whatever you want to call them, split. The Yankees are a better team.
Yeah. No, I could definitely see this doubleheader game being split between the two teams.
Two first place teams. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Wow. The Orioles.
What games are you looking at?
The games for tomorrow on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, I'm Clark Smith, Carlos Castro, or Cosado. I don't fucking know. Yeah,
whatever you want to call it.
I'll take Smith.
Okay. Chris?
Oh.
I have no clue what I'm picking.
New York
Guardian and the Yankees.
Yeah, it's the New York Yankees going into Cleveland to take on the Guardians or Indians or
It ain't
whatever.
the damn Guardians. It's the Indians. It will always be the Indians for this red-blooded American male.
And you talk to any hardcore baseball fan, let him know.
but I hate the Yankees with a passion. I've hated the Yankees since I was a young boy, and I watched them take the home run away from George Brett, and him coming out of the dugout, going crazy.
Oh,
He did go
that
crazy.
one. Oh, I know the exact one you're
I
talking
want the
about.
Yankees to lose every game they play. I don't care if they're playing the worst team in the world. I want them to lose. Cleveland with the sweep all weekend.
Ooh,
No.
okay. Those,
I mean, bold prediction, but I don't think that's going to happen.
well,
I'm
those are
calling it
definitely
'cause I hate the
fighting
Yankees.
words. Those are definitely fighting words, but we are going to stay in the AL Central. We got
Speaking of the
Minnesota.
Yankees, before you move on real quick,
Say what?
if they don't trade my guy, Spencer Jones, and get him on a different team so I can cheer for him, I'm going to be mad.
That probably won't happen, my guy.
But I've enjoyed being on here with you guys tonight. I'm fixing to have to jump off and prepare for the Golden Boot tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
Matt and James, if you guys ain't in our comments tonight, I'm going to come hunting for you on villains next week.
Oh, you about to be mad at me then?
You about to be mad at me too.
I got
But guess
two
what?
kids downstairs I gotta go
baby,
attend to.
bring it on. Bring it on.
You
No,
got some
but
chocolate milk?
So what I do is because I finally found your show, so I watched one of your episodes today.
All right.
So I mean, because I got a big TV in the back of the warehouse, I just go on YouTube, I click
hell
on the show,
yeah.
and I turn the show on.
That's the
Like
way to
I
do
mean,
it.
I listen to it while I'm at work, so. But I'm walking back and forth and doing stuff. But regardless, it gets us an extra view.
Yep.
Right.
Well, I appreciate it. But I'm going to jump off here so I can go get ready for that. We will holler at you later.
Yep.
But don't forget to watch. If anybody wants to check us out tonight, Golden Boot. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Give us a check. We'll be on at 8:30 Central.
Too easy. Love it.
Holler at you later.
Sounds good, Chris. All right. So we got moving on to the next game. So glad to have Chris on here. And just working with him in general. He is awesome.
So before we go to the next game, do you want to announce what George put in the chat earlier? Because I don't think Max saw it.
Hang on. Yeah. So George in the Dog TV podcast show group chat.
He runs the podcast. He is the boss of the podcast.
Yeah. So he said, let's meet sometime next week to discuss getting No Mercy Sports on a schedule because he says it is some awesome stuff, baby. Yeah.
Welcome to the network.
Would love to. George, if you are seeing this, if you are hearing this, I would love to get onto the net sometime and discuss things over, my guy.
It's two.
Yeah, no, I mean, shoot, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
as long as we get to talk about the topics we like.
Absolutely.
Have you not heard my show? Like
No,
you have full creative control.
But again, you guys do. You guys follow a lot of college sports, and we're like,
well, they have NFL shows now. They have NFL shows now. Yeah. You have full total control. You have full creative control.
Hey, I'll say this. I'm not gonna go finger poke of doom. Looking your way, WCW. But no, real talk. Like, look, that's all I want. Like, I listen to the radios in the morning to be like, okay, here's a topic worth discussing about. Here's another topic worth discussing about. At the end of the week, as long as I got what I got, I'm good.
Oh yeah. I mean, listen, this is probably one of the highlights of my week. I mean, which is very sad, but again,
I don't
it's
think it's
not,
bad. You get to do what you love, and you get to come on with some other sports fans. It's a highlight of my week too, buddy. Like I love this shit.
well, no, I
Absolutely.
mean, like as far as like I don't do much. I'm a homebody type
Me
person.
too.
But I also got, you know what I mean, guys, with the kids and stuff.
Fucking same.
Okay,
I go to work
hold
and I
on.
come home.
You don't have a choice, okay? Because if you wanted to get up and go to fucking you know New York tomorrow, it ain't happening.
That's right.
Bro, if I was given the chance to go to New York tomorrow, I guarantee you I'd be like, nah, let's do a FaceTime call. Let's do a Zoom call. I want to stay home and do some Stone
For
Cold
sure,
Steve
for
Austin
sure.
type stuff.
But I'm saying, like, you know, we at least you know, we all want to stay home. But
Yes.
you know, me and Andrew here, we have the ability to leave.
Yeah, we don't have it. Like we got these kids and
24 hours after you leave the base, motherfucking government looking for you.
Hey, look,
Where the
you
fuck
give
are
me
you
the
at?
opportunity to stay at home, I'm staying at home. If I
Smart man.
somehow end up in jail, I'm establishing dominance quickly.
Hey, look, I'm not going to jail. I go to work and I go home. That's what I do.
Exactly.
And then me and my wife go out and eat sometime. But that's about it. Like we are homebodies as well. We have kids in the house and like we have responsibilities, and this is what we do.
Absolutely.
We go on vacations, don't get me wrong, but like we don't leave the house.
No, couldn't agree more. Like, there is nothing better than being a homebody. I mean, look, you could get a few 20 to 30 packs of beer or whatever you want to drink, and it would equal the amount that you would want to have on a night out on the town.
I don't drink at all, so I don't give a shit about that. Like none.
Respect.
That doesn't do shit for me. You know, but like
Yeah,
I like to eat.
I have to drink a lot very quickly to get to that point. Like we're talking 10 shots an hour plus, you know, some drinks, and like, I mean, bro, it takes a lot to get me inebriated. Okay?
Oh, facts.
If I took 10 shots, I'd be passed out on the ground. Like,
hey, I mean, I'll say this: you ain't never gone toe to toe with a military man before. Bring it up
in 1 hour. To take those 10 shots while also drinking another drink for me to be inebriated.
No, I can't.
That's like drinking almost half a bottle. It's not fun. That's not fun. Okay, that's not fun. And I've been left places because of that. Okay.
No,
I happened twice, and I said, never again will I drink so much that I can no longer walk.
Yes, that's never fun.
I mean, it was. I mean, you know, I had fun. The 2 times I had a lot of fucking fun. That night was awesome. But yeah, not being able to walk and move, throwing up, and all that. Yeah, no.
I think I'm finna leave you too if you can't even walk. You know what? This guy, like, here he is. We took him out to have a good time. He's fucking blackout drunk. Can't even walk to the car. He can stay his ass here tonight.
These motherfuckers would set me up. They would set me up because they'd be like, "Oh, my man, Big Mac, he out drink everybody." So of course I got the little guy. Yeah, let's do 3 shots in a row. And I bang the 3 shots. Dude bangs the 3 shots, and he goes to stand up, and all of a sudden, you know what I mean? So okay, next guy come up. All right, come on, let's give me a minute. Let me drink this drink, and then we'll do 3 more shots.
Facts.
So you do that, you know, about 4 or 5 times, bro. Yeah. No, the whole thing is I'd always be okay as long as I don't move. I can sit here. I'll drink a whole damn bar, but the second I get up, boom, that's when it hits.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, everything is moving, and it don't stop.
Yeah, you're basically on a roller coaster ride.
I have been, and it's been years and years and years, maybe 15, 20 years since I've gotten like drunk. But I remember one time I stood up and like everything was just literally, I think that was the end for me at that point. I was in my early 20s. I'm like, I don't like this shit. I ain't.
Yeah, Cowser for the home fucking run. That's where you go.
Is it
It
4-1?
Oh,
And I'm
Colton
just saying,
Cowser?
we are late bloomers. Okay, the bats got to get
Colton
warmed up.
Cowser?
As soon as they get warmed up, boom. I think his name's Colin Cowser. So,
Oh, okay. Okay.
dude's been on our team for the last 2 years, and I mean, like, he's definitely been slept on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just want to point out that I was talking mad shit about Max Fried. Like, bet against him is what I told you earlier. We're now through 5 innings, and this motherfucker ain't allowed to run. This motherfucker only allowed 2 hits. Like I'm gonna do that every time he comes up. Max Fried a bitch. No hitter.
Love it.
And listen to me, I bet on him because that motherfucker threw some badass games last year.
Last year, yeah, he didn't make it out of the first inning until this game this year.
Okay. He got to get in rhythm. That's all it was. He needed to get in rhythm. He in rhythm now.
He's in rhythm now, yes.
Let's enjoy this motherfucker.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm enjoying the shit. Go Braves.
Well, hey, look, we're going to have to take a trip from the NL East back to the AL Central. So the next game up after the Yankees versus Cleveland is the Minnesota Twins taking on the Detroit Tigers.
Tigers going to sweep that doubleheader.
Really?
No. I'm taking Joe Ryan. I'm sorry, Minnesota's pitcher. That pitcher will at least get them through the first 5 innings with
I can see that.
With no more.
Not to mention, Minnesota has some pretty good offense with Carlos Correa leading the way too.
Fuck it. It's in Detroit. Give me them for the sweep.
Ooh, okay. I love it. That's why you're the villain, baby.
For the sweep.
Okay.
That's why you're the villain.
Now. I mean, Eminem gonna be there flipping people off and shit. It is on.
My God.
We'll see.
So, all right. So, this next game up, I know who Andrew is gonna take. We got the Kansas City Royals going into the fucking purple stadium of that ungodly known team from New York, being the Mets.
Look, if your team has orange in it, like, fuck you. You know, I'm going, no disrespect to the Royals. But yeah, the Royals fitting to win this game. Fuck the Mets. Fuck Tennessee. Fuck Clemson. Fuck Orange.
I mean, I'm happy that you said, well, not the Orioles, but I mean, damn. Attack my Orange.
Hey, look, I love Cal Ripken Jr., so they got a special place in my heart. But not Tennessee and Clemson and the Mets. Fuck them. Fuck them hard.
Oh, damn, the bat just broke. Shit. That's all right, though. He's safe.
4-1.
All right. So after Kansas City beats the New York Mets, we got the Cincinnati Reds led by Ellie De La Cruz. Yeah. Going into Chicago to take on the White Sox.
Well, the White Sox can only beat division leading teams, apparently. So give me the Reds.
Yeah. No, give me the Reds as well.
I see, and this is what makes it hard for me because, like I said, a lot of times I like to bet on pitchers. Garrett Crotchet, I've bet on him. He won games last year that they were not supposed to win.
That fantastic ERA. I mean,
but the White Sox
the Reds are starting a pitcher they haven't started this year.
And their record speaks for itself. They have 2-3 wins on their season.
You know what? Give me Chicago for the upset.
I mean, Crochet has a 2 ERA. Not bad.
That's a big, spicy pick, and I love it.
He beat the fucking Braves. Anyway.
Garrett Crochet?
I didn't want to have to say it. I didn't want to say it. See, I try to spare feelings.
I remember. Damn. The pitcher's good. Pitcher's good.
No, Garrett Crochet is definitely good. It wouldn't surprise me that when it comes to the trade deadline that he gets traded to another team because I'm sure he wants out of there.
Isn't he a hometown Chicago boy?
Is he?
I think so.
Honestly, wouldn't surprise me. In any case, so we got the Mile High team, the Colorado Rockies, with what 3-4 wins going into Toronto.
Toronto is a sneaky fucking team. Their record does not
No, they
reflect
are
how
they are
fucking good
good,
they are.
but they lose fucking games, bro.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
they lost a
Like-
game or two to the fucking Mariners.
Man,
Yes.
listen. To watch the bats that they have go, you know what I mean, get a walk a game. The next game they get one hit. The next game they get one walk. Like, bro, balls for base. If that's your biggest stat, you have lost the day. Not even an RBI. Couldn't get an RBI because nobody else got on base.
Right. If you're trying to take this money ball route bullshit.
Now, Springer, I give it to him. Springer is damn good.
Yeah.
All right. He carried them a couple games that they did win. Okay. But as a whole, you got Guerrero, you got Bichette, you got fucking like there's a whole lineup
Biggio
that I'm forgetting right now. But again, the fact that I know multiple people on this team should tell you like this team is good enough that it should be playing better. But again, it's early in the season. The A's don't look that bad. So again, it's early in the season.
Hey, look, it's in Toronto. They finna beat down the hapless Rockies. I don't see the Rockies winning this game. Like, I mean, just for all the reasons that you said, like Toronto is a dangerous fucking team. The Rockies are fucking awful. These are not the Rockies that had Dante Bichette and all of them on there. And Todd Helton, like these are the shit Rockies, and they're going to be shit in Canada. Give me
what
Toronto.
the hell Chris Bryant was even thinking signing to this team is clearly beyond me.
And the money in Denver, you can smoke weed. You know, there's a lot of advantages. The tax rates are very low for a liberal state. You know what I mean? So, I mean, everything works out in your favor. I mean, you ever been to Colorado? It's fucking beautiful out there. I
have not, but I would love to.
It's gorgeous.
I don't doubt that. All right. Moving on to the next game, the Brew Crew is going into Baltimore to take on one of, if not arguably, the youngest team in baseball, the Baltimore Orioles.
I'll let Mac have this one first. This is his team.
Stage is yours, big man.
I'm betting the over.
So the over-under is 8.5.
I'm taking the over. I'll take.
Yeah. It's already 4-1 in the game today. I would take the over too. But
I mean, I'm not gonna pick win or lose because I mean I don't know who DL Hall is and Dean Kramer or Creamer, whatever the fuck his name is. I can't stand him. Like,
look, as long as the Orioles core can get the job done, they get the win easily.
The guy who's pitching today, like this guy fucking throwing dog shit in the middle of the fucking plate and let him just fucking crack out that motherfucker. Like, bro, he come on, man. You gave up 6 hits in one motherfucking inning? 6.
Yeah, could you imagine being a pitcher and giving up 9 runs in the first inning alone on 11 hits?
It looks like the Brewers are going to win today. It looks like they got a couple people on
not
the top.
So fast.
It's not over, but
okay, Lee Corso.
Same thing going into the 8th last night. So
no doubt. Momentum matters, though. But the point is, we're picking tomorrow's game, and no way Baltimore does this two games in a row. I think Baltimore wins tomorrow.
I'd say so, yeah. Anyways, so next game up, if you have a dirty, childish mind like I do, and you see the scoreboard, Pittsburgh logo is just the P. Followed by that is the number 0. Followed by that is also the number 0. Followed by that is the Philadelphia P, spelling out poop. Anyways, so Pittsburgh is going into Philadelphia.
Pittsburgh 9-4, Philly 7-6. Philly's a lot better in their record. They ran into the Braves early, where the Braves scored a bunch of runs. Pittsburgh's a great story so far, but they will be playing in Philadelphia, which both teams are in Pennsylvania. I don't see Pittsburgh winning this game. And I know it sounds funny to say that, but I mean, fucking Turnbull's on the hill. He's got a 0 ERA. He ain't even allowed to run this fucking year. Like, he ain't picking to start with Pittsburgh either. Philly wins this game.
And the over-under is 9.5.
I'd take the under in that. I mean, Pirates aren't going to score that many runs.
No, absolutely not.
Unless the fucking Phillies score 9.
I mean, they got Kyle Schwarber. They got Bryce Harper, Brandon Marsh, Bryson Stott.
They got a team. They got a squad. Give me Philly.
Everybody's got to get on base. Can't everybody hit a home run?
Yes, absolutely. No,
I mean, I'm just stating the obvious here.
Yeah, I'm still going with Philly. Turnbull out there at Philly.
Oh no, for sure. But it's definitely I don't see it going over 10. 9 I feel is a little low because 9 is probably right about where the score is actually going to wind up being. But on to the next one.
Yeah. So on to the next one. We got a battle of Texas. The reigning, defending World Series champion Texas Rangers go into Houston to take on the Astros.
Something is broken in Houston.
Clearly.
I understand it's early in the season, but if you're supposed to be that squad and you start 4-10, something is broken. Not like the Rangers are mashing it up at 7-6, but it's in Houston. Rangers will travel. Give me the Rangers. This is the first away team that I've picked to win.
Honestly, for me, Houston is at home right now. Ronel Blanco, I believe he had a no-hitter.
Whoa, Blanco's pitching. No. I switched. Give me Houston.
I was going to say Blanco had a no-hitter.
44 straight outs without a hit. Yeah, I'm going with Houston.
Like I said, he had a no-hitter against the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, 44 straight fucking outs before they got a hit off this guy. He's on fire. Give me Houston.
Yeah, and they're in Houston, so as much as I hate saying it, I'm going to have to take Houston in this matchup.
You guys said everything I was going to say, so we're good. All right, the next matchup.
You said Blanco. I was like, oh, yeah, no, my bad. Wrong.
That's all I was waiting for. I was just waiting for him to finish, and I was going to be like, okay, Ronel Blanco is probably one of the better pitchers that is out here today. But, okay, Washington versus Oakland.
That's going to be a good matchup.
So, I mean, it can be one of two things. It can be a good pitcher's duel, or it's going to be a fucking light-out fest.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the Nationals will score 26 runs in this game. The Nationals, give me the Nationals in big. I mean, if we're looking at it, like they got fucking Boyle out there. My fucking 3-year-old could get a fucking double off of this fucking football. Give me the Nats.
Yeah, no, give me the Nats as well.
I'm taking the over.
Oh yeah, if the over's 20, I'm taking it in this fucking game.
Oh yeah, the over/under is 8.5. Are you kidding me?
12, maybe 14, but even 14 is still like, all right.
Yeah.
Heart rate's a little elevated. Like, damn, I'm feeling this one.
Oh my god! All right, so we got the Angels, who are somehow in second in the AL fucking West since Shohei Ohtani,
correct,
not pointing any fingers, left the Angels. And they are going into Boston to take on the Red Sox.
So the Red Sox they haven't even announced who their pitcher is going to be.
And they lost Trevor Story to a fucking injury for, I believe, 6 months.
Correct. However, it's hard to win in Boston. Even when Boston's down, it's hard to go in Fenway and win. Give me Boston. I think Boston wins this game.
As much as I hate the Red Sox, I'm going to have to take Boston as well.
I don't know who's pitching for Boston, and that's what scares me.
Yeah, they're not saying yet. That's a game time
Yeah.
decision.
So I'm taking the Angels.
Okay.
I'm taking the Angels. So I mean, but I've seen them hit enough to where if they get around the rotation and they get the swinging, they've got 4 guys on that team that can get on base and hit deep. Now,
I'm not disagreeing.
I mean, their defense ain't that great. Their pitching ain't that great, but they can have a good game.
Yeah,
they could.
All it takes is one good game.
I've watched Boston pitchers struggle multiple times this year. I wanted to bet on them, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? They'll get 5 strikeouts, and motherfucker only got 3. And for me, 5 strikeouts, that's that's a little better than average.
It really is. It really is. So this next matchup, like I said, all it takes is one good game, which this team had against the Yankees, because the Braves are traveling to Miami.
So the Braves are traveling to Miami. We all know that, but Chris Sale, who is our lone pitcher, who he has a bad ERA because he had that one bad inning, but he's still 1-0. The Braves come back. He had a fantastic outing. Chris Sale, the way he pitches, the Marlins ain't got nothing for that. Give me the Braves.
Yeah. I'll take the Braves as well.
I'm taking the Braves.
Yeah.
Bro, this guy just threw an 86-mile-an-hour cupcake curveball that didn't curve. He let it go here, and it just went shoo.
What?
Wow. There's 2 more runs. It went to 4-7 real quick.
It's 7-1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I said, momentum matters, and Brewers have it today, but they won't win tomorrow.
No. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Two of our so far two of our worst pitchers have been pitching today. So our backup that I've only seen once this year and gave up four runs in 1 inning, which I don't know why you would give up 4 runs and 4 innings and then put a guy in whose last time out let multiple hits in 1 inning.
Because you pay him a lot of money and you want him to produce. That's all I got, Matt. That's all I got.
You would be producing in Norfolk.
That's right. You go something there.
Oh, God. All right. So this next game could be a good one. The San Francisco Giants go into Tampa Bay to take on the Rays.
So Tampa Bay is predicted to win this game because it's in Tampa Bay, and Webb has been just terrible so far this year. Webb is that dude. He's just like you were talking about with Max Fried. He had to get his rhythm out. Now we're 10, 12 games into the season. Webb fixing to pitch a gym tomorrow. Count on it. The Giants are going to win this game, and Webb is going to allow less than 2 earned runs for a quality start, 7 innings.
I could see it. Yeah,
Webb is that dude.
I'll take the Giants
will be
in this
as
game.
generous as you. I'll say he maybe gives up 3 hits, but same thing, 6-7 innings.
Yep, I agree. Yep. Webb is good, man. Deceptively good. His ERA, no, he just had to get in his rhythm like we talked about.
Exactly. Yeah. And that is the problem with some of the great pitchers. And it's like it's always like you got to realize they're coming off the couch. They do a little bit of spring training.
Right.
Let's be honest here. Like, hey, you're going out there for 2-3 innings, okay? It's not you're not pitching fucking 8 innings. You're not out there because I mean that's what you're trying to do on a regular game.
Correct.
Regular season. The goal is to get to inning 8. If you can get to inning 8, like, bam, you bring your closer in 9 and finish that motherfucker.
Correct.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so we are now getting into the later games. We got the Cardinals going into Arizona to take on the Diamondbacks.
Fucking take the over in this game. These are two of the worst fucking pitchers in Major League. I don't know how they fucking lined up to fucking play each other. Like you can't even pick a winner here. Like both of them pitchers are straight ass, man. Like they are just
I'll
terrible.
take the fucking Diamondbacks. They have the offense.
I'm taking the Diamondbacks just because they're at home. But this, what is the over-under in this game? 10? Like at least
9.5.
I'm taking over. You see these fucking bitch-ass pitchers, 9.5? I'm taking over all day long. Diamondbacks because they're at home.
Yes, Arizona should win this game. But, again, the pitching, if you throwing cupcakes and you walking a bunch of motherfuckers, you know what I mean? You kind of do that shit to yourself. But
yeah, no, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. This next one is sure to be a good one. I believe it's called the I-5 rivalry.
Yes.
The San Diego Padres go into LA to take on the Dodgers.
So once again, Waldron is one of those had to get in his rhythm, and he did it the last start really, really well. He had a rough couple. Waldron is a really good pitcher, and I'm looking at it like they're even predicting San Diego to win this game, and that is all because of Waldron. You know what? Give me the Padres for the upset. Fuck it, I'm riding with pitching. I'm a pitching kind of guy. I'm a pitcher guy, and I'm going with it. Give me San Diego with the upset.
I'll take the Padres in the upset as well. Fuck it.
Yep.
I mean, again, pitchers gonna pitch.
Yeah,
pitchers gonna pitch.
Correct.
All right, so to close things out, we got the Chicago Cubs going into Seattle to take on the Mariners.
Look who's pitching for the Cubs. Fuck that shit. Give me the Cubs. I don't even want to hear shit.
Look at the fucking lineup that the Cubs have offensively and defensively. Give me the fucking Cubs.
The Mariners are starting Hancock, who I've never even heard of, to be honest with you. And his fucking ERA is 11.42. Oh. And he's going up against Emanga. Give me the Cubs, and it ain't even close.
Yep. Cody Bellinger is going to have himself a field day. Dansby Swanson's going to have himself a field day. Christopher Morel is going to have himself a fucking field day.
How do you have an 11.5 ERA and you still fucking start? Now, I've heard of rough starts, but goddamn, dude, you're allowing 11.5 runs per 9 innings? Take your ass to whatever fucking minor league system they got in Seattle. Jesus.
Hey, look, with an ERA like that, your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, Cubs big.
Go Cubs, go, baby. Fly the dub.
Yeah, Cubs big in this one.
What they said.
You can't argue with pitching. You just can't. It matters too much in baseball.
Oh, God. All right. Well, we did Saturday's matchups, but I think it's pretty safe to say that Sunday's matchups are going to be
correct.
The same thing.
Similar, not the same.
It won't be the same, but yeah, it matters who's pitching. But I like doing the Saturday games when we do this show. I do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I can tell you that I will say this. All right, Minnesota versus Detroit Sunday. You got Bailey over versus Jack Flaherty.
Ooh.
If it depends what Jack Flaherty shows up, but that could be a great game.
Give me Detroit for the sweep.
Man, if Detroit gets a sweep, that really wouldn't surprise me in the least. They have a very well young team put together.
They do. I'm trying to catch the Braves score real quick. My phone acting crazy.
It's all good. But gentlemen, thank you, as always, for joining this show and being on here, making predictions, doing the 3 things that we love. Talk shit, talk sports, and talking shit about sports.
Hey, man, you just get ready to have commercials in this motherfucker next time.
Oh, God. You already know I plan to. Oh, my God. All right. But Gentlemen, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Friday night. I will see y'all next week.
No work tomorrow. No work tomorrow.
I'm off this weekend too. I'm going
Enjoy
fishing.
it, gentlemen. Fucking enjoy it. I will
All right,
see
guys.
y'all next
Pleasure
week.
as always.
Thanks, man.
Stay UC, baby. Oh my God. So, Friday Night SmackDown is going on right now, but we got UFC 300 happening this Saturday night. 300 pay-per-views in the UFC. Unfreaking real. Oh my God. It is a stacked card. I cannot wait. Like I said in the beginning of this show, be sure to click the link in the description to get some awesome True Victory apparel or accessories. But also use the code No Mercy Sports, all caps, followed by the number 15 to get 15% off your entire order. Do not forget to smash that like and subscribe button. I will see y'all next week.